day at the Modern Pantry starts quite early. We're all in at 7:30 because we're actually open breakfast, lunch and dinner 7 days a week, which is quite a challenge, but a good challenge. Initially, before I came to building this restaurant, I was going to write a cookbook called the Modern Pantry Cookbook. And the idea behind it was about what is in the modern day pantry. And that's really the philosophy behind here. That's the whole idea. It's like all these things, you go to a supermarket now and you can buy anything, plantain, cassava, taro, all kinds of stuff, but you don't know what to do with it unless you go and do some research. That's kind of what I try to do, is to use things, show people that you can use these kind of ingredients in lots of different ways. Instead of thinking about things in terms of where they come from, thinking about them in terms of their flavour profile and what you can do with that flavour. As a child, growing up, I was quite lucky because I've got Danish mum and I grew up with that side of the family. And then my dad lived in Canada, so then I had that Canadian twist as well, with lots of maple syrup and smoked streaky bacon and the rest of it, as well as all the stuff that you eat in New Zealand, like mussels and roast lamb and so on. I love food, and I guess I really started cooking in my early teenage years. I spent a lot of time with my grandmother, who was most excellent at adapting dishes and recreating them, but with other ingredients. What that taught me was that anybody can cook well if they've got everything to hand. But to be an amazing chef, you really need to be able to cook well with what's available. And I think that's something that I've carried through in my cooking, in the sense of I take from everywhere and I make my own kind of creations out of that. It comes back to doing sort of everyday preparations but adding something to them. So like the sort of twist on steak and chips, or if I was to do a risotto, I might put, you know, lemongrass and miso in that instead of porcini and parmesan. So it's kind of comfort food, but with a different edge to it. The most New Zealandy dish on the menu, I would say, would be poached tamarillo. Because tamarillo is a pretty Kiwi, sort of Australian ingredient, fruit, but they are originally South American. But we poach them in spiced red wine and serve them with Greek yogurt and manuka honey, so you couldn't get much more Kiwi than that, really. It is a very intense lifestyle. But I don't know, you kind of become addicted to it, which is really fun. And to me, that's what cooking's all about, really.